Pretty Simple is the #1 affordable leads tracking app for solopreneurs. I built it because there is a lot of software for these small businesses that have like 1 or 2 people on their team. That's why we call them solopreneurs. And so it's really built to serve the freelancers, the coaches, the consultants, the speakers, those that need something that's simple and affordable. Pretty Simple actually came about during COVID. So I had been doing marketing consulting and COVID hit. And so what's the first thing that you take out of your budget is marketing. I was kind of like, things were a little bit slow. And then Monty Morgan, my co-founder, he reached out and he was like, hey, do you have anything to code? Like, I don't have enough work right now. I just need something to do. And so I was like, I actually have this idea for a leads tracking app.
A lot of my business died out, and so I needed something to do. And I was like, hey, I remember we were talking about this. And so we were just like, let's try it.
My clients need something to keep track of their potential clients. And so I was like, let's just, see what happens. So I wireframed everything out. He started building it. And so we did a beta test then. And that's kind of how it was born.
She had everything that I needed laid out for me. And when it came down to actually bringing something that the client would enjoy, it clicked. It was easy for me because she made it so easy.
Basically, you add in your lead, your potential lead, whether you met them networking or get them on social media or even from your website, and you put in the value of your lead, and then you get reminders to follow up. So it's just it's all no fancy integrations. It's just all right in the app. You get the reminders, and then you can actually close the business, when you close that, whether you win or lose the deal, and then you have that data to know where your sales are actually coming from. Did get all those pictures. I started my entrepreneurial journey in Hawaii. I was living there. I was actually a marketing director for a large nonprofit, and I had started doing a lot of networking, and I kept finding people kept asking me about marketing strategy. So I was like, okay, so I kind of accidentally started my agency that way, where I would do the strategy and then they would hire me and my team to fulfill on the strategy and implement it. After being in Hawaii for about a decade, I kind of went through this journey of all right, if I can do this in Hawaii, and I had expanded from Hawaii to Atlanta, California, my clientele, and I was like, but can I make it somewhere like Atlanta? So I literally had packed up my life and moved to Atlanta about 2 years before COVID. I was like, okay, I was there, it was working, I was loving the fast pace and the vibe. And then when COVID hit, we started building Pretty Simple. And then honestly, it was time. Monty was actually, my co-founder was living in Hawaii, I was in Atlanta, and we were building this app. We had done the beta, and we kind of got to that place that we knew that we needed to live in the same place to be able to work on this together. Felt like a fever dream a little bit of let's move somewhere. Where are we gonna go? And
she had a whole list of these are things that are must-haves wherever we go. Mm-hmm. And San Antonio pretty much had all of those on it. Then we found Geekdom, and I think from the first moment, like I said, that we came into Geekdom on our first day, the community just kind of drew us in. From then on out, this has been the home of Pretty Simple.
Our first week here, we came and there was a TGIF. And so we got to meet a bunch of people. That was our very first time here. That's when we met Stack IQ, who we now have an office next to. I got to meet Charles, the CEO, John. There was just all these people. And that's when I found out about the Pre-Accelerator.
Well, I have a wonderful electronic invention I want you to see. It looks something like this.
I was feeling a little overwhelmed by the idea because they're like, hey, we have this thing going on, application closed on Sunday. It was a Friday, but you should apply. And I was like, well, I don't know anything really about all of this yet, but I was like, why not? So we took the whole weekend because we didn't have a pitch deck. We didn't have anything like that. I hadn't even heard of half of this stuff. And so we made this, did their videos and did the whole application, submitted it Sunday night. And I was like, well, I don't know, let's just see. I'm like, it'd be kind of cool to do that, I think. And then we got in. We were able to join this journey with, I think it was 6 other companies. And for several weeks, we got to meet with all of these mentors and all of these people. And coming into San Antonio, not knowing anyone, not having family here or anything like that, but being able to go directly into a program like that where I felt so connected with between the staff, the mentors, and the other entrepreneurs, I immediately just felt okay, cool. I'm plugged in, and I'm I feel ready to go to the next step. What's next is, I mean, this is next season. Like, we're kind of like shifting out of like the hardcore development phase of like working on like the features and that kind of thing. And we're going to start really moving into more a marketing phase and growing our subscriber base. And our goal right now is to focus on building up our subscriber base. While it's international right now, I really want to focus in on getting our next batch of subscribers here in San Antonio. And so I personally will be going out and connecting more in the small business community and like, you know, talking to our potential subscribers and current subscribers and just like understanding the real needs of the small business now in this like kind of more post-COVID era. I just want something that's pretty and simple. And so it was like our working title, and then it just kind of stuck.